Aussie, off the grid down under, southwest Western Australia. Well, beautiful winter's day today. A couple of weeks ago I was wondering where winter was, but yeah, it's starting to hit a bit. Had the winter solstice yesterday, shortest day, so the days are getting longer. Be able to get more done in a day now. Yeah, the temperatures have plummeted a bit. A couple of weeks ago I was wondering where winter was. None of the fruit trees were dropping their leaves, but now they're all dropping them with a bit of vengeance. The cold weather, it's a bit colder than last year. I think we've had a bit of ice going on around the place, a few heavy frosts. Great. Got a bit to report. Haven't done a video for a little bit. Been a bit busy. So yeah, up there behind me, I'll give you a look. Up there, just starting on the woodshed. But over here, Billy had a bit of an issue a little while ago. Had to get Billy fixed. Billy started to make all this clicking noise, and you know, it wasn't all the time. Just when you go through a bit of a shake and you hear it clicking, and I knew something wasn't quite right, and I thought, oh, I better open Billy up and have a bit of a look myself. So what I did, I opened her up, and then not sure if you can see that little round thing. I'll try and point it out to you. This little thing here, which they call, it's a bit of a solenoid, that was just off. The two bolts were out, and there's a bit of a hole down in the bottom. I thought, oh well, I screwed it back on, but that's all to do with the park brake and the brake, and it wasn't working. So I didn't know, you know, you look in there, I'm not a mechanic, I've messed around motors and cars and shit a bit in the past, but you know, never had a bobcat, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do? I know nothing about it, what's going on in there. Anyway, I got Jimmy the mechanic out to give me a bit of a hand, and yeah, we did a bit of research and everything, and now I'm the full bottle of what goes on down there in the bowels of Billy. That little solenoid's got a little pin and everything that sucks the brake off, and so the park brake wasn't working. And then yeah, did a bit of research, so I'm the full bottle in there, and we got a bit of a magnet, got all the bits out that were broken off and down in there, and then fabricated a bit of a thing up and put her in there, and yeah, Billy's good as gold now. So thanks for that, Jimmy. And I'm the full bottle if you want to know what goes on down in the bowels of the Billy. Anyway, bit to report. We've done a bit on the Donga. I don't think all these walls were up last time. The Donga's sort of pretty much done now. So I just wanted to show you a bit of my handiwork. Got the roof on the Donga. Here's the door with the LED lights. I just wanted to show you a bit of me handiwork and give you a little bit on the lessons I've learnt on this Donga. Yeah, the Donga was built around those two windows, so I'd come up with an idea. Oh yeah, I just stacked, I had them two windows, and I got them for nothing. I thought, oh, what am I going to do? So I thought, oh, if I stack them on top of each other, they'll fit in there nearly perfect. So yeah, that was my plan. So I built that wall, and got on with the Donga and built the rest of the Donga. And then yeah, I was losing sleep. How am I going to lift that window? They weigh a ton, them things. How am I going to lift that up into that position and all that? And you know, lost a bit of sleep on it. And you know, when I measured it up, I thought, oh yeah, it's it's about 40 mil above my wall. I thought, oh no, and I had to think out, well, how am I going to do that? So then I just thought, oh yeah, I'll just bump the plate up a bit. So I'll put that bit of wood in there. Not sure if you can see that bit of wood. Put that bit of pine in there and then sat the beam on top of that. So that brought it up. That's a 45 mil beam, a thick bit of wood, so should leave about 5 mil. Anyway, thinking about it, and then these 2-inch windows panels were out and there was just a centre pane in there. So I come up with this idea of how I can hoist it up, and I just put the, got some photos of it, I just put the rope through and attached the rope to the top of the beam somehow, and I come up with an idea of doing that with a couple of hinges. So I had a rope there and a rope there, just circling around while it was on the ground, and then ran the ropes over to the top. And I had a sort of a ratchet thing. I was thinking of ratcheting it, but I run the ropes over there, put Billy out there, tied it up to Billy, and then got my young 12-year-old daughter to drive Billy, and we hoisted it up, and it was just got it up, and I just couldn't jam it in. It just wouldn't go in, and I'm banging and persuading, and then I realised that bit of wood that I put in there, that bit of pine that the beam's sitting on, you know, how dumb can you be? It was hanging over about 10 mil over the edge, and I thought, oh, what an idiot, why didn't I cut it back a bit further? Anyway, yeah, knocked that a bit off that bit of wood, chiseled a bit off, got it all flush with the wall, and yeah, it's come up beautiful. Look at that. It's just jammed in. I have to say, my work's getting good with them walls. So that's as tight as. There's a little bit of a gap at the top, you know, maybe 20 mil, but that's pretty well neat. There's a little bit of a gap down there, you can see. But I'll put that quarter round and do it. This one as well. Remember in the previous video, it could have even been the last video, where I marked that wall to see if it moved and said it didn't move. That door I picked up for nothing. It just fit in there just perfect. Couldn't have got it any better than that, I wouldn't have thought. Anyway, and this door, don't know if it's not square or the wall, something went a little bit wrong there. You can see there's about 10 mil down there, and then up the top corner here is about 10 mil up there, so I'll just put the quarter round on there. Yeah, and just down the bottom where it meets the slab, I learnt you cut off, there's a little bit of slurry in that goes under the form. It's when you start, the form must lift up a mil or so, and you get a bit of stuff on the bottom, like not sure if you can see it in there. I've chipped most of it off, but yeah, if you let it go dry, it's best to get it off green. Yeah, if you let it dry, it's not so easy to get off. This wall here had me mate Carl come over and help me, so we did a fair bit of the ramming on this wall, and we come up with this thing to put the candle holes. Got these candle holes. Carl come up with the design. I was going to do a square box, but yeah, Carl come up with this idea on this thing, and we've got a form made out of a bit of steel pipe bend that's cut and formed it up beautifully. The candles look great at night. It works beautiful, and that thing just come out. I thought it would never get it out, but it just pops out beautiful. Yeah, so that's an interesting feature. I learned how to put in a power point, but the power point is a little bit crooked. I've got to work out how to get them a bit straighter. So there's a conduit that goes up through the centre of the wall up to the top, and there's a there's a light switch there with a conduit that goes through to the top of that beam to feed wires down. Here's my Frazetta painting. Yeah, it's from Conan. I don't know if you've heard of Conan, but that's Conan, a Frazetta painting. And this wall, I had Carl helping me. Carl did a lot of the ramming on this wall. It was great. I was just sitting in the Bobcat. Thanks, Carl. But this wall, there was a bit of a dispute with the team. Carl wasn't here, just me and my partner. So around that light switch, I mean the power point, from there up, I was on my own. I did all that one myself. And so what it boiled down to, I don't know if you can see them panels. You got the panel there, and the third panel you can just tip Billy in because it's quite a wide wall. But the last two panels, I had to shovel it into buckets, lift the buckets up on the form and pour them buckets into the thing and ram it all myself. So by the time that wall was all day, and I didn't finish that till about 4:30 in the arvo, a pretty big day, and I didn't quite have enough to do that little bit at the top. Anyway, that wall's got a bit of history to it. It's great. And what we're learning in the autumn weather, I was pulling off the form, and I pulled this off that night, so you can see all the stuff sticks a bit. It's not set properly, so we had to get used to the change of weather, and it takes a lot longer to cure. And then this is the first one here that I've had to knock down. This one we built it, this panel above the door, and then left it for about 4 hours in the day. Normally I just leave it for an hour or a couple of hours in the middle of summer, and it's all cooked and done. But in the autumn, so I took the two panels off, and then I took the acro props out, and it was just a bit too early and a couple of cracks appeared, and I thought, I can't leave that there. So I made the decision, while it was all still green and soft, I just took the matic to it, and it all came down quite easily, and I had to redo that wall. But that's it. That's the work. Put up my rafters and my beam, got my beams up there, got Nigel with his little fork, lifted that beam up, got them on, and then did the roof. So that's about it for the Donga. I don't think there's anything else I learned in there. The walls are getting square and the work's getting better. So 500 a night for this one. The other one's, what was it, 200 or 300 a night. This one's heaps better, higher price. And the idea out here is to build a couple of retainer walls and fill this out a bit further. At the moment I'm just trying to get the water organised and get a tank down there and collect the water. So beautiful day. Hope you're doing well. The trees are just starting to lose their leaves. That's about it for now. The next project with the Rammed Earth is I've got to have a crack at the 4.2 wall, 4.2 high. I've got a whole heap more formwork. Big day there if we can do it, unless we have a cold joint. So that's about it. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all that. It's all good for here for now. So take care, and we'll catch you in the next video. See ya.